Hi, welcome to Happy Pelvis and Spine Day. This is a 30-minute strengthening and stretching exercise and relaxation program to really build and help out your pelvic area with all the muscles that are there. And one specific muscle we're going to make very happy is our psoas, spelled P-S-O-A-S. And the psoas is very unusual in that it goes across several joints, it attaches at the spine, but goes down and then attaches to the femur. So it connects the upper body and lower body to each other. So this is a really good program for getting that relaxed because it's always in a hip flexor position. So it sometimes causes, because it's tight, because it's weak, it often causes lower back pain. So what you'll need optionally are a broom or a band, don't have to have it, or a dowel, and then a chair or an ottoman or something where you can drape your legs over. This is also optional, and you want it the length of your femur. So you want to be 90 degrees at the hips and 90 degrees at the knees. That'll help for the final rest exercise. If not, you don't have that, we'll just have your legs down, and you'll see, I'll explain it all to you. Okay, so I have a chair here to help. So let's, without further ado, lie on the ground. I'm going to go this way. So we're going to lie on the ground. And we're going to just breathe. Breathing in to your ribs. And then thinking about cinching in your waist area. Pulling in your clocks, side muscles, back muscles, exhaling and inhaling. Deep breaths. When you're ready, tilt your tailbone down on the inhale, and then exhale back flat into the mat or the carpet. Inhale and exhale. And inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keeping the clock engaged, side muscles, back muscles. So we're going to go and find that nice neutral spine. So you don't want a big curve with your tailbone down. You don't want your back flat. You want just a little curve and a bowl of soup, just level on the ground. So put your palms on the ground. And we're going to go into just not a shoulder bridge, but just come 2 inches off the floor. So you want to lift. It's a rotational pelvic lift. So come up just 2 inches from the floor, and you're going to hike up your left hip and right hip, left, right, left, and right. And then you're going to circle those hips around 3 times one way, and then 3 times the other way. Just warming up the pelvis. And then circle 8 with your hips. Figure 8. And then coming straight on, pulling your sits bones together, pull it together, pulling in that core, breathing, and then coming 1 vertebra at a time down to the mat. Warmed it up. So now we're going to do a sacroiliac joint stretch. So straighten out your legs. I want to make sure I'm all in there. Put your palms out in a helicopter position. Palms down. And then bend one leg. And then let it fall to the opposite side. And keep your opposite shoulder down. You may not make it all the way. Don't push it. Just over, keeping your shoulder down, breathing. Don't force it. You can even be up here if you'd like. Don't force it. Coming up to center. Straightening out that leg. Bringing the other knee in and then going to the opposite side. You might find one is less painful or you have more range of motion. That's because you have probably a muscle imbalance. So breathing. I used to see my parents do this on the floor when I was growing up all the time. Both my parents had bad backs. They did this one all the time. Straightening out that leg. Okay. We're going to do a Kegel exercise. So you're not going to see this, but bend your knees. There's a pelvic floor. It's what you tighten and release to go to the bathroom. So you're going to pretend it's an elevator coming up. The Kegel muscles and that pelvic floor is part of your whole powerhouse, your core. So you're going to pull it up, 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 like it's elevator coming up to your head. Lift up. So I'm going to squeeze and then release. My hand is going to open. And then you can do this in a chair even. So pull it in, up the elevator, and down. And you can engage those lower abdominals. That helps too. Pull it up. And then let it down. Do this. And it really helps in childbirth too. Okay. That was the Kegel. Let's breathe. We're going to do a shoulder bridge now. It's just not we're going to go all the way up. Full shoulder bridge. So tailbone off the mat, one vertebra at a time. We come up, 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 up. And you're just stretching out those hip flexors. Breathing at the top. You're not going up and down. Pulling, cinching in that inner corset. And then articulation of the spine. So between your shoulder blades, mid-back, one vertebra at a time. Coming down. Ooh, feels so good. Okay, this is the psoas lift. So you're going to, right knee is going to fall to the ground or the one closest to the screen. And straighten out that leg. Or you can keep it bent. Let it lift up off the floor. The opposite. Stretch it out now if you'd like. If that's comfortable, or leave it bent. And then letting your opposite knee fall. Letting this hip come up. Just a nice little psoas stretch, actually. Bring it back up to center. Straighten out your legs. Roll over onto your stomach for a stomach stretch. It's very similar to the swan that we do in the Pilates exercises. Bringing your hands near your shoulders, your hips. Keep them on the ground. Just go as far as you can, still keeping your hips on the ground. Pull your core in. Just stretching that stomach. Don't let it strain your back. Engage your core. And then coming back down. Just a stretch. Now we go into our hands and knees. And we're going to do the pointer dog. And this is so good. Okay, so you're going to engage your core here. Pull your belly button to your spine, flat back. It's a hand and knee balance, but I like pointer dog better. So you're going to take one leg behind and one arm forward, opposite ones. Just one breath. Keep those hips level. Come on down and do the other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And bring it down. Just 2 more times. Just one on each side. Stretch it out and bring it back. Engage your core. Okay, here we go. So now the challenge, you can keep doing that, or you can follow me by doing the same side. Same arm, same leg. It's more balance. Same arm, same leg. So you're narrowing your base. Here we go. Breathe in and out 3 times. Pull the core in. Bring it down and go to the other side. You might find it's easier. It's so much easier for me on this side. I don't know why. Probably muscle imbalances. And then bring it back and come into a rest pose. Oh, that already feels so much better. Okay, stretching it out. Breathing deeply. Pull the belly button in. Okay, now we're going to do a runner's lunge. Up here. So let's put this farthest away forward. You can use a chair, or you can do this standing also. But we're reaching forward, stretching. That's the psoas stretch, hip flexor stretch. You can come up here like this, and then flex that glute. You can be on your hips here, or you can grab onto something. But if you do an antagonistic stretch, the glute is an antagonistic to the hip flexor complex. So flex the opposite one, relaxes the opposite antagonistic muscle. Woo. You can drop it even more if you'd like. Anytime you get your thigh behind your hip, oh, feels so good. Okay, let's go to the other side. You can do this standing too if you have knee problems. Notice if one's harder than the other. Stretching, again, you can be up here. Flex that glute of the hip flexor you're working. Thigh behind the hip. Thank you, because I stand or I sit all day. So your body's saying, thank you for doing this to me. You're so kind. Oh. Bring it back. We're going to do some standing, so I'm going to let it go back because I'm so tall. Okay, hopefully you can see my whole body, I hope. Okay, so you want to take a broom or a band. I'm going to just do the broom. You take your chair as a cue. You don't have to have a chair as a cue. I'm going to make sure you can see my side angle here. So you want to be like this. And this is going to stretch your latissimus dorsi away from your hips. I'm going to go a little bit higher. We're going to be up. So feet facing forward, engage your abdominal, flex your glutes, and you're going to just come down. You can come down to the chair height, and then hold it there for 3 breaths. Pull in your core. And then bring it up And put your hips forward, flexing your glutes. And then coming back down. Engage your core, engage your glutes, and breathe. And then up. Oh, engage. I do squats every day, and my SI joint thanks me. Pull in out your core, pull in your glutes. And come on up. Whee! And then down again. You're like stretching away all that latissimus dorsi away from your hips. Keep your knees behind your toes. Oh, let's do one more, okay? You can do up to 10 because you're holding. Pull it all in. And then come on up. Woo! Okay, I'm going to put that all out of the way. I'm back. Okay. We're going to need the chair for balance if you'd like, just for one more exercise. Whew. Okay. Oh, that felt so good. What's next? I'm trying to remember what's next. Okay, spinal twist. Okay. So you want to have your legs about hip width apart, feet facing forward, and elongate your spine, and then your upper spine, keep your hips forward. You're going to just go breathe to one side, elongate your spine, and breathe in and out. And then come to the center and go to the other side. Keeping those hips forward. It's just that upper thoracic and cervical spine. Rotational. Most injuries are on the rotational plane. So anytime you can do rotational exercises, it's very good. Come forward. Roll those shoulders back. Okay. We're going to do a windmill stretch here. Put your arms out. And we're going to, you can bend your knees if you'd like to, but you're going to go turn and you're going to touch your hand to the opposite angle, looking up, looking up at the hand that's up. And then up, and then other side. And then coming up, and then bringing your hands up, just grabbing them, and then a lateral stretch, one side. There's the thing called the quadratus lumborum, the other side, and it does not get stretched very easily. Okay, let's lie down. There's not very much with the standing. You're going to need your chair, or I'll show you a little bit, another one. But let's just do a little rotational hip stretch back and forth. Oh, helicopter. I call this the helicopter stretch. Whew. Warming it up, more rotational stretching. Very good. You don't have to go all the way to the ground. Oh. And then bring it back up to center. Now, we can do two different ways of doing this. If you don't have a chair, we'll do the constructive rest. And this really rests your psoas. So bend your knees. Your legs can be parallel with your knees, parallel or right in line with your feet and your hips. Or if that's uncomfortable, just put your toes in and let your knees fall in together. Just do what's ever comfortable for you. And then you can also put elbow to elbow and just lie here like this. Or like this. I'm more comfortable this way, so this is what I do when I do the constructive rest stretch. Or you can do the chair. So this is the femur. The femur is going to just fall into place with your pelvis. Sometimes it gets out of whack. Your pelvis, that kinetic chain gets out of whack, and this really helps get everything back in whack. Back in whack, back in alignment. Oh. So I want you to close your eyes. So either way will work. Think about the full length of your spine. Imagine energy as you inhale going down your spine, and then as you exhale coming up the front of your spine like a zipper being zipped up, jacket zipper. So it's this cyclical energy. Inhale down your spine, exhale up the front of you, and circling around. Inhale down the spine and exhaling up the front. Keep thinking. Feel your head just melt into the carpet or mat. Make sure that your head is just aligned. It's a straight line down from the crown of your head, down your spine. And just think about your pelvic bones just relaxing. This chair or your feet are supporting them. And think about everything relaxing your thighs. You're being supported either by your feet or the chair. Just let your thighs and your pelvis relax. Now go to the thighs and think about a small waterfall just trickling down into your hip sockets, releasing any tension you might have. Now water, think about water trickling down from your knees, down your shins to your ankles. Relaxing. Think about that imagery and relax. Now this works. We've been here about 3 minutes. Usually we do it about 10. So you can relax. I'm going to lay here for 7 more minutes probably. And just breathe in and out comfortably, remembering the visions, the visualization. Just breathing, relaxing those shoulders. Constructive rest pose helps to realign that femur into your pelvis. Breathe. And rest. Opening your eyes. Taking those last breaths, inhaling, exhaling. Gently letting your feet come off the chair, or just letting your knees fall to the side toward the screen. Using your hands to push yourself up. 30 minutes of being good to your pelvis and spine. Have a good day.